Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna do another kind of funny-ish core class review like I did with the Optimus Prime one. Now now this time it's gonna be of the legendary Tyrant Decepticon Megatron. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the box of core class Megatron. And while this figure is actually quite small, I doubt that the transformation will be boring and it'll be fun like the first core class figure I showed you, which was Optimus Prime. Right here we can see some nice art right here. Kingdom War for Cybertron, Transformers War for Cybertron, core class. If you go to the back, I have already de-taped this part right here. He transforms in 12 steps from robot to classic tank mode, and this is actually, I believe, his classic mode from the G1 series and the movie. So it transforms in 12 steps from robot to tank mode. And this figure is actually quite amazing and everything. Like the core class Optimus Prime, this figure is also $10. War for Cybertron K13, Kingdom Transformers War for Cybertron K13, core class Megatron. So without further ado, let's open this guy up and see what awaits us inside. So now when you take out core class Megatron out of the packaging, you're going to notice that you do get Megatron and a tiny little blaster. Now when you take this out, you're going to get this out, and you're also going to get his instructions and this little thing that says where it was made. So right here we can see the instructions for Megatron. Pretty simple. It transforms in 12 steps from robot to tank mode, and right here it shows you how to transform Megatron. So just simply, once you get it, unfold it out like so. Just have it unfolded like that, and just have it ready for when you are to transform your figure. So now let's just clear this out of the way, and this is the background that is used for the core class Megatron. And if we do get the rest of it right here, you can see that this actually looks pretty cool. So like the animation, not the plastic, you know. Okay, so without further ado, let's continue to unbox Megatron. So the first thing I'm gonna do is simply just slice this little piece of plastic that's holding the pistol. Just simply put it away like that. Then cut this piece that's holding the legs, and cut this piece as well. And after that, you're just gonna gently take out Megatron, and there you have Megatron out of his packaging. You have core class Megatron out of his packaging. And honestly, just looking at this figure, I am just laughing, just like I did with the core class Optimus Prime. This figure absolutely looks amazing. It's like if they got the regular War for Cybertron figures and they just shrink them down to another size. And honestly, what to say about this figure is that it looks amazing. And also this figure just looks nice and everything. The tiny really paint applications on the Decepticon logo, the tiny paint applications on the torso, including the sculpting and everything is just marvelous. Although I would have appreciated if they wouldn't put this piece right here, but it's also for the outside of the tank, so that is why if they did, we would be asking way too much from Hasbro. The bottom looks good, the sides look good. These are the rolls where like the tank parts are, and then later we'll see how to make it roll and everything. The head sculpt looks amazing. It looks like the G1 cartoon and the 1986 Transformers film. Honestly, I do like how this does look like. And also, I will be doing some funny size comparisons, just like the core class Optimus Prime. So without further ado, oh wait, before we do the size comparisons, let me just show you his blaster accessory, which is just a regular pistol. Honestly, the sculpting and everything does look nice and everything. So what to do, how to do it is just simply put this in his hands right here. Just pop it in right there, and there. It is ready. So you just have it ready right there, and then for the back, you can put it on the back right, or I believe in these little circular slots right here. Just simply have it like that. So without further ado, let's start some size comparisons between core class Megatron, other core class figures, and other larger Transformer figures. So without further ado, let's take a look at some size comparisons between core class Megatron and other Transformer figures. So here we have core class Megatron compared to core class Optimus Prime, and honestly the scale here is just good. is just amazing of how Optimus Prime and Megatron do look like in the G1 series. And also, this is actually their regular scale, although obviously since they're core classes, that is why they are so small. If they were Voyagers and Leaders, they would be bigger, obviously, but since they're core classes, they are small. And also the size is good between these two, even though they're core classes. The like the size between both of these is just amazing, these two figures. And then you could create some iconic scenes with this. You could pose Megatron in different ways that looks like he's gonna attack Optimus Prime or something. Not Optimus Prime is fighting back or something. You could have like a bunch of scenes with this. Although there is not that much articulation with the legs near like near the feet area. We just do have ball joints at the knees, ball joints on the hips, and he can do the splits just like Optimus. Ball joints on the shoulders, arms, and elbows, and a ball joint on the head, obviously, and one on the cannon. So that was a core class comparison between Optimus Prime and Megatron, and the scale is absolutely nice between these two figures. Now, speaking of scale, let's compare core class Megatron with Optimus Prime, but the Dark of the Moon Studio Series Optimus Prime. And now probably Megatron just wants to give up now and doesn't have a chance to fight against Optimus Prime. So obviously we can see that core class Megatron and Studio Series Optimus Prime. This just looks hilarious, and it just feels like the tables have turned. Optimus Prime is just gonna pick up core class Megatron and literally just swing him. So yeah, I just feel like it's kind of sad, but at the same time, it's just funny that the core class figures are incredibly small, and if you have other larger figures, they just do look funny and everything. Like, they just look funny, even if they're like nearly the same characters and stuff. It just looks kind of funny that there's a small one and a big one. It's like if one had a squeaky voice and one had like the regular voice. All right, so let's continue on with the size comparisons. Here we have Studio Series 86 Jazz compared to core class Megatron. And honestly, the scale here, it's okay. Jazz is just too big for Megatron. Even though Megatron would be like bigger than Jazz, I just feel like this just looks cool of Jazz and Megatron. Although the scale isn't that accurate, I just feel like it does look funny. And for one final size comparison, here we have Studio Series 54 Megatron compared to the miniature core class Megatron. And honestly, I just feel like this just looks sad of tiny Megatron and big Megatron, of just how large Megatron is and how small the core class Megatron is. I just feel like it's just funny between these two figures that even though they're the same character, it just looks funny that one is big and one is small. Even though they don't look exactly the same, it's just hilarious how their sizes. And that concludes, I believe, our size comparison. Oh, just one last size comparison. Here we have 86 Grimlock compared to core class Megatron. And honestly, like I said before with Optimus Prime, that the scale between Optimus Prime and Grimlock, if you put it in a live action version, it looks good. I'm pretty sure it would apply the same way to Megatron. But obviously it would probably show Megatron probably trying to shoot on Optimus Prime or Grimlock, and just Grimlock just not taking any damage right there, just gonna kick him. So honestly, I think that just looks funny between the core class figures and the bigger figures. Honestly, it's just hilarious of how the core class figures, how they look. They're so like amazingly built and everything, and they are kind of funny with if you have the same character or if you have a bigger character that's smaller than them in like regular, and then out of nowhere is just bigger than them. Honestly, I feel like that is just funny and amazing. So that concludes our size comparisons. Now let's get to the transformation process. So without further ado, let's get started on the transformation process. So the first thing you're going to have to do is just simply straighten out your core class Megatron figure. Then after that, get this cannon part, then simply rotate it up like this. Then you're going to notice this black part that I complained about a few minutes ago. You're just going to have to rotate it like this till it appears like that. So that is just one confusing step. On the instructions you're going to see, you're going to think to rotate the entire hand, but just look closely, just rotate that part. Okay, speaking of rotating, you're going to have to rotate this as well, facing that way. Then you're going to have to rotate his lower torso right here. Just make sure it's rotated like so, like that. And then you're going to move you're going to have your attention toward the back. Then you're going to lift up this piece right here and have it like that. Then after that, you're gonna have to make sure that this piece does connect right here with the other arm. Right here, you're just gonna have to like that, and then after that, you're gonna have to fold in this part, which are the rails of the tank mode. Then after that, you're gonna have to go toward the leg part. Then after that, just simply Just simply unpeg it from the legs. Wait, like that. Just unpeg the legs like this, then simply just fold it in like that, and then make sure that this folds in like that, and this does as well. So you're gonna have to do the same process to this side. Make sure everything does click in nicely, straighten everything out, and there. I believe you now have Megatron in his core class tank mode, and this transformation just lasted me about a minute, so it's actually pretty fun to do and pretty easy. So the tank mode is actually pretty good. It can rotate everywhere, left to right. Just make sure everything is tabbed in. Now what to do with this part? So you're simply just gonna have to get this part and just put it, simply just peg it in like that, and it does look like he is aiming to fire at an Autobot or anything else. So just to lower it down just a tiny bit, we can see Megatron in his tank mode. Honestly, I think it looks good, although I would have appreciated if they put some wheels, but that would just like I think it would just make the whole transformation kind of hardish. Also, I do enjoy all the paint applications on this figure. They just look amazing. Honestly, these are my first War for Cybertron figures and my first core class figures, and what to say is that I do enjoy these figures so much. So without further ado, just for a tiny size comparison, just for a tiny one, not another one, you could just simply have Optimus Prime nearly chasing Megatron, like firing at him, or Megatron trying to ambush Optimus Prime while Optimus Prime is just doing something, and then boom. You could just make scenes and stuff, or you could just, like, in case Optimus Prime and Megatron wanted to team up or something, like against, I don't know, Unicron or something, they could look like they're firing against something. Or like, honestly, I think this would be cool. I wonder if that will ever happen in the live action Transformer movies. That would be really cool if that actually did happen. So now, without further ado, let's get to the untransformation process. So that is pretty simple. You're just gonna take off this pistol right here, just simply unclip this part right here, and then just unclip the leg parts, which are the back rails of the tank. And after that, you're gonna have to unclip that part. Make sure it folds in like that. Do the same process. Folds in like that. Snaps in nice and secure. Rotate the whole torso region right here. After that, you're gonna have to unhook this part right here, and unhook that part. Make sure that the pieces do separate, and also the shoulders are going to tab in into this slot. So just make sure that they do tab in nice and secure. Just make sure this back piece is folded first. Then after that, you're gonna have to tab it in right there, just like so. And then after that, rotate this arm around like that until you see the fingers. And then you're gonna do the same process to this side, where you're gonna rotate that little piece that I complained about, and then rotate the cannon. So, and there you have Megatron fully transformed, the core class Megatron fully transformed into his tank mode and into his robot form. So some final thoughts about this Megatron figure is that this figure is actually quite amazing. I think that the scale works well with other core class figures, and it just looks funny if you have other characters that are like the same ones, or nemesises like Optimus Prime. That just looks kind of funny. That the size is incredibly small, and then the other figure is incredibly big, and then it just looks funny, like like, you know. And then if you wanted to do a stop motion movie, you could make it a small Megatron have a squeaky voice and a large Megatron have a deep voice. I don't know, that's just something I was thinking of, and it's kind of hilarious. So that about concludes my Megatron review, and I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it, of Core Class Megatron. As like I said, Optimus Prime, this version was $10, so is this Core Class Megatron. All Core Classes are $10. All Deluxes are $20, all Voyagers are $30, Commanders I believe are $80, I believe so. Leaders are $50, Titans are $170 or $160, around there. So the just for you to know, in case you want to buy any Transformers or anything, this is the smallest type of Transformer, and I believe the cheapest. I believe the quality isn't cheap. The quality is good, good plastic and everything. Just the price is cheap. But overall, these figures are worth getting. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe, leave a nice comment, and I will see you at our next Transformer review. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.